We do have Cody Castro on the phone. Cody, welcome to the Steve Dangle Show. It's going great, man, and I'm glad to have you on. For those of you who don't know who Cody Castro is, you can check the NHL.com draft rankings and everything. Unfortunately, Cody's not on there, but he does have a very interesting story nonetheless. Draft year, and I think you'd like to get on here and have your say, wouldn't you, Cody?
Yes, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
So let's start back. Let's go way back in your hockey career. Much like a lot of kids, you played street hockey growing up. One thing that might be different from a lot of guys that are pursuing the show, you grew up in, was it Pasadena, California?
Yes, I was born in Pasadena, California, and then I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona, where I played all of my youth hockey growing up in Phoenix, Arizona.
All right, and then your first ice hockey wasn't until you were how old? Because I know you started a lot later than a lot of guys at your level.
Yes, I started when I was 12 years old.
12 years old. But did you find it difficult to adapt to the on-ice game?
I did. I played roller hockey growing up, so that's how I got started in hockey. Then soon I made the switch to ice. The main thing I noticed was definitely the skating. It's a lot different than roller hockey, so the main thing was definitely the skating, but mostly everything came pretty much natural to me. The shooting, the passing, most of everything just came pretty easily.
I can attest to that because I also go back and forth between roller hockey and ice hockey, but it's like in roller hockey it's normally 4-on-4, no offsides, no icings. It's a wide open game. In ice hockey, a lot more rules, much different skating pattern, and I can definitely testify to how difficult the transition that would be.
Yeah. It was definitely the rules really got to me. The offsides, when I was growing up, I went offsides a couple of times. I got an earful from my coach growing up, but I really learned, and I'm glad I made the change.
When did you realize that you were really good at ice hockey? Because not everyone, of course, makes it to the WHL like you have. When was that first step?
When I was my 14-year-old year, I was playing for a team in Peoria called the Peoria Roadrunners, and I led the league in scoring, goals, and assists that year. And then that's when I got drafted in the WHL in the Bantam draft. And then 2 years later, I was playing for the P.F. Chang's Midget AAA team in Arizona, and then that's when I really started to shine. I told my mom and my dad I was going to make the WHL the following year, which was my 16-year-old year. I told them I was going to make him. There was nothing going to be in my way to not let me make that team.
And then, of course, what happened after that? Drafted to the Lethbridge Hurricanes, your WHL career starts. How did that first year go?
It was really good. I just had the same struggles as every 16-year-old had. Being away from home, being in another country. I miss my parents a lot, but overall I thought it was a great experience for me. If not for Roy Stasiak, who was the GM of the Lethbridge Hurricanes at the time, he drafted me and he actually put me on the roster and the team. He actually was the first one to actually give me a shot in that league. So I really appreciate all he's ever done for me. Yeah,
Roy built a heck of a team there in Lethbridge last year. Just fell a little short in the playoffs, but with what was a stacked team. Now this past year, though, this past season, the 09-10 season, there was some pretty big change for you, and that seemed to lead to a few problems. Take us through the last year.
So in the last year, I was on Lethbridge for about 2 weeks into the season, and I ended up getting traded to the Tri-City Americans in the American division there. And after that, about halfway through the season, I wasn't playing a ton, but I was still, it was my learning. I was still learning and stuff. I'm just trying to absorb the game as much as possible. And about halfway through the season, I ended up spraining my MCL in my knee, so I was out there for a little while. And then I came back, and throughout the year, none of the guys got hurt on their team. There was only one guy who got hurt, and he broke his femur in the playoffs. And then other than that, no one got hurt, which is very unexpected because the team expected me to get back in the lineup due to injuries. But since there were no injuries, the coaches and the GM did not want to change up where we were going since we had a pretty good thing going this year.
Yeah, of course, the Tri-City Americans making it all the way to the WHL final. Taking on the Calgary Hitmen, who, of course, went on to the Memorial Cup. So you get sent down to Junior B, correct? After a while.
Yes. I got sent down to Junior B about halfway through the year to get more playing time and experience for the playoffs and for next season as well. Yes.
But what kind of minutes were you playing in Junior B? Were you seeing those kind of minutes that could give you a chance to get ahead?
Oh yeah, it was after from going to I got sent down and I just played about half an hour a night. You know, I was just dead tired after games, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to build up my endurance and be more game ready.
Right, and then, you know, so everything's going good then, right? They sent you down to develop, but you hit a snag. What was that snag?
I ended up, you know, spraining my MCL, and that really just, you know, devastated me. It put me out for about a month and a half. And then I came back about into the first round against Chilliwack for the Tri-City Americans, and I was ready to go and stuff. But like I said, you know, the coach didn't want to change things up, you know, get me back in the lineup. They wanted to keep what was going, which was working, and we were winning.
And so now what we're left with now is a guy who obviously you really want to make the NHL. I've checked out your website, and you're very adamant about that, CodyCastro.com. Now what I want to ask you is, okay, I'm a GM of an NHL team. I have my 6th or 7th round pick. Why do I invest my pick into an unranked kid who battled a lot of injuries, et cetera, this past season, when I can maybe wait a bit and see how you pan out and maybe sign you as a free agent?
Well, see, I look at it like this. I have gotten to where I am in a matter of 6 years, and most kids start playing ice hockey when they're 3 and 4 years old. I've made it to the WHL in a matter of 6 years, and I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. All of my credit goes to my work. If I would not be where I am today if I did not work hard, and work harder than anyone else. So if a GM or a scout were to draft me, they would not regret it. You know, I will work hard, and I will keep every single year I keep progressing, and I keep becoming a better player every single game I play.
Well, it sounds like you're a go-getter. I was talking with Justin before the show. Obviously, the top 100 ranked prospects and a few others are invited to the NHL Draft Combine, and they're grilled by these GMs with a lot of strange questions, before they end up making their pick. I know you didn't get to go to that combine, so I thought we'd give you a few of those questions. You ready?
Yep, sounds good.
You better be. See, he's on his toes. He's on his toes, Justin.
He's ready.
You like that?
He's ready.
All right. What was that one Tyler Seguin got asked? We should ask him that off the top.
Would you rather a good poem or a gun?
What was that?
Would you rather somebody hand you a good poem or a gun?
Ooh, probably a gun. I like to live on the edge a little bit with that. That'd be nice to hold a gun.
All right. You got another one?
If war broke out and you had to gather up your family and move somewhere to escape danger, and you had to leave one person behind, who would it be? I'm serious. Prospects got asked that question.
You are grilling.
Prospects got asked that question.
It would probably have to be my father. You know, I like to look after my mother, so and I know my dad. He can probably take care of himself. He's very big man, so I'm pretty sure he can take care of himself.
Yeah, Lady Gaga or Rihanna?
Ooh, probably Rihanna.
You know what I find hilarious right now? He's like, yeah, I'll leave my dad behind. Yeah, I'm not worried about him. Oh, but Lady Gaga and Rihanna, I don't know if I can do this. What?
I think that's less a testament of him being unsure about Lady Gaga and Rihanna, and a testament to how sure he is of the fact that his father could survive.
Okay.
I'm sticking up for you, Cody.
Thank you.
What's something you admitted that skating might be a bit of a weak point for you? What are you doing to strengthen it?
I'm every at least 3 times a week now for my summer training. I'm on a skating treadmill, which is it's like a synthetic ice surface, which it's like a treadmill at the same time where it can be inclined and it can increase speed. I'm doing that. I'm also lifting weights, and I'm also doing on ice too with power skating instructors.
And I asked a lot of prospects this: Taylor or Tyler?
You know what? I would have to say, if you'd asked me this about midway through the season, I would have to say Taylor, but now I have to agree with Tyler.
A lot of people seem to be having their eyes opened on how good Tyler Seguin can be.
And Justin, I'll ask this for you because I know you were dying. Would you rather have world peace forever or the Stanley Cup?
World peace forever.
Ooh.
That is a good answer. I would
go
with that one. I can't.
GMs go, well, he didn't want to win the Stanley Cup, but he's also not a monster. So I can appreciate that about him. Cody, thanks for coming on and putting yourself out there. Tell everyone where they can get to know a little bit more about you.
If you'd like to know anything more about me, you can visit my website, www.codycastro.com. Go ahead and feel free to look it out. And, thanks again, Steve, for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem, Cody, and best of luck in pursuing your dream, making the NHL. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Castro of the Tri-City Americans from the Western Hockey League.